inside. Last time the Fever faced off against this team 48 hours ago, they had 40 points in the paint. You want to make sure you cut off the vision of Caitlin Clark trying to get inside, and of course, play through Asia.
KYP, know your personnel for the Indiana Fever. Vegas, rather, has way too many players that can score in double figures, especially in transition. You have to understand the tendencies of who you've picked up. And also, look, you got to limit second chance points. The Aces are way too talented initially off. They're shooting 45% from the field. You have to limit those chances if they're going to miss that initial shot.
You know, Indiana began the season 1-8. You take away the top 9 games with all the teams. Both of these two teams have won 18 games since then. Only New York has more. It's a thriller, the first of our doubleheader tonight. Indiana and Las Vegas from Gainbridge Fieldhouse. Tip-off is what up next here on ION.
The State Farm WNBA Friday Night Spotlight on ION is presented by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
From downtown Indianapolis tonight, for the second time in 3 days, the Indiana Fever face off against the Las Vegas Aces. Las Vegas looking for a season sweep of Indiana with major playoff implications on the line. Here are the standings as we head into the night. The Las Vegas Aces trying to hold down home court advantage. Indiana knows they'll be in the playoffs. They're trying to hold down that 6th seed. As we welcome you inside Gainbridge Fieldhouse alongside Bria Goss, I'm Pat Boylan. Well, just 2 days ago, A'ja Wilson set the season scoring record right here in this building. What a year it's been for the runaway here for MVP.
Yes, MVP is exactly right. A'ja Wilson, where do I begin? She is the most dominant player, not just on the offensive side, but also on the defensive side. The Fever have to be able to contain her. Her ability to score is going to make it extremely difficult. Back to the basket, full of shots. You have to be able to be ready to guard her every time. Then on the Fever side, you have Kelsey Mitchell. What an outstanding year she's had. Just going downhill, being able to score from the 3-ball, doing a great job getting her teammates involved. Those back cuts, she has the ability to do some amazing things tonight. I'm so excited to watch her play.
And those two are the top 2 scorers, Wilson and Mitchell, here out of the Olympic break. As we take a look at the starting lineup, speaking of the Olympics, 4 Olympians in the starting 5 for the Las Vegas Aces. Kia Stokes rounds out the starting 5 for Las Vegas. And for Indiana, Lexi Hull has really been an impactful player inserted into the starting lineup in the back half of the season, and it has been a large reason why Indiana's had a lot of success as the season has continued. And there is the head coach for the Aces, Becky Hammond, who spent 8 years as an assistant in San Antonio, his 16-year WNBA career. And for the Indiana Fever, there's Christy Sides in her 2nd season as the head coach. Jesse Miller, Karima Christmas-Kelly, and Paul Miller are the assistants here in Indiana. Well, it was a surprisingly low-scoring game on Wednesday. The 75 points Indiana scored were their fewest since June 10th, but we've got 2 of the league's top 3 offenses on the floor again here tonight. Both want to play fast. This one has the potential to turn into a track meet. Aaliyah Boston, A'ja Wilson in the center jump circle, and we are underway here from Indianapolis for game 38 for the Indiana Fever in a 40-game season. Kelsey Mitchell coming off a 24-point night. Here is Clark. Can't connect on her opening 3. It was a rare off game for Caitlin Clark on Wednesday. Just 1 of 10 from the 3-point line, and Kelsey Plum struggled a little bit too. They'll catch Plum with the foul. But a lot of firepower in the backcourt here in this matchup.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, being able to stop one individual player is extremely tough. It's going to take all 5 on the floor to do so, but just having that ability can really spread the floor very wide, which makes it some really good offensive tendencies.
Clark seeing 2 players her direction, feeds Boston. Indiana has the advantage, and Boston gets the friendly roll.
Aaliyah is another one that struggled just a bit on the offensive side. The defense was phenomenal, and I don't want to take away that, but on the offensive side, I know she wasn't too happy about it, so I'm expecting big numbers here tonight for AB.
Chelsea Gray, beautiful find inside to a cutting Wilson, who lays it in. This is game 25 for Chelsea Gray, who was not available at the start of the season, dealing with that foot injury she suffered in the WNBA Finals a year ago. Mitchell, catch and shoot, too strong on a three ball, and Indiana struggled from out there on Wednesday against Las Vegas. This is a Fever team that shoots it among the best in the WNBA from the perimeter. Wilson going to work from the perimeter to the rim.
Goodness, just looked like a broken play there. A little unorthodox by the A's.
Here's Clark pushing the pace. Boston extra pass. Smith is open and can't connect on a three. Indiana 0 of 3 from out there to start the game here tonight. Gray steps into a three. She can't knock it down. Fever has beaten 10 of the 11 teams in the WNBA this year. Las Vegas is the only one they have not beaten. They're trying to beat all their opponents for the first time since 2010 here. Clark shot fakes the three, feeds inside to Boston for 2.
That's bread and butter right there. There's so many bodies being thrown at Clark, and she's so poised, so good. She sees the floor so well. Being able to overhelp is going to be a problem. So you have to be able to be strong and know exactly where everybody's at.
Already a pair of assists here for Caitlin Clark. She's found Boston a couple times as Plum is off the mark on a three. Well, Christy's side says she's using these 2 games as a playoff tune-up. Back-to-back games against the same opponent, a high-caliber group as well. Fever team only has 4 players who have played postseason play. Clark launches, has a 3-ball rim out. We have, Bria, so rarely seen Caitlin Clark go through a shooting slump. The beginning of the season, she maybe wasn't quite at the level she has been here lately, but this is really the first prolonged stretch that we've seen her have probably since May.
Yeah, I mean, just a couple nights ago playing against the Aces, she was 1 for 10. And I know that's not where she wants to be. We know that she's a better shooter than that. I think there was some that even looked like it was going down and came out. But let's see exactly how she's able to respond to that adversity as a pro. I've seen it in her college years, but being able to do it as a pro is just a different level, and I know she's up for the challenge.
She leads the league in 3-pointers made as Gray backing in and gets the foul call. See if they caught Clark or if they caught Cole coming in. It is going to be on Caitlin Clark, and it is her first.
Yeah, that's tough. I think Chelsea Gray does a really good job using her size, her ability, her athleticism, and really seeing where that mismatch is. She's a great shooter. She can put on the floor. She can pass. That's why she is called the point god. But seeing and taking advantage of that down low post is really going to help the Aces tonight.
And Gray goes 1 of 2 from the line. The Aces have lost 13 games this year. That's more than double what they did a year ago, but really starting to round into form here. They've won 5 of their last 6. The only game they lost in that stretch, they did not have the likely MVP in Asia Wilson. Here's Clark handed off to Smith, who hangs and draws the foul.
Great ball movement play there, just being able to read the defense. Doing a great job going downhill. Alyssa Smith, who hasn't been as much of an offensive threat this year, still has the ability to score and get to the line. So being able to kind of contort her body and just shy away, she's got to go through the contact, maybe even get that M1.
And she has struggled from the foul line here this season, and especially lately. Was 1 of 4 on Wednesday, misses the first here tonight. And Smith splits the pair. These 2 teams play the second and third quickest brand of basketball. We really haven't seen that very much. Didn't see it on Wednesday. This game has been kind of played in the half court here so far, a little surprisingly. Ray works her way inside, and all sorts of defenders in the way for Indiana as Clark bounces ahead and Mitchell beats the pack back.
What a beautiful defensive possession right there by all 5 red jerseys. They did a great job with a triple switch. If you're not familiar with what it is, a small ends up on a big up on top of the 3, and they end up have that communication and switching back, which is beautiful, which is why they were able to get that steal and breakaway points.
Smith got the credit for the steal. I think it could have gone to 2 or 3 different players.
Yeah.
Here is Clark driving. Clark gets inside and can't hit the roll, but she will head to the free throw line. Clark with 3 assists here already in the first quarter.
And we know what she's capable of. What a beautiful bounce pass to her running mate there, shooting it on the left side. But I think the way that Clark sees the game really separates her from the rookies that we've seen. Just being able to distribute the ball at such a high level with so much pressure, so much power, so much defense in your face. You have to be able to be ready, have your eyes up, and I think she does that and has mastered it already.
The Fever were just 10 of 16 from the foul line against the Aces on Wednesday. They've opened up 1 of 3 here. Clark enters the night 2nd in free throw percentage in the WNBA. I think that's the first time she's missed both all season. She has been lights out from the line, 91%. Tiffany Hayes, who really packed a punch off the bench, and there's the second foul on Clark. And they gave her a technical. And this is a similar situation to a game earlier this year. She got a technical for hitting the stanchion. And now she was arguing last time that she should be allowed to be frustrated, and as long as it's not an overt action at any player or official, that she feels like that should be allowed.
Right. Especially when it's directed toward yourself and your own, want to do better, your own passion, your own pride. But being able to also stay in it mentally is huge. And we're going to continue to see her grow specifically in that area. She's frustrated a little bit with herself, a little bit with the refs, and showing that extra emotion isn't bad. It's just got to be timed, maybe in a little better place. But I'm not going to lie, Pat, I love it.
What is her 6th technical? So the next one would result in a 1-game suspension. So she's got to avoid getting one here, at least the rest of this game and the rest of next game. I'm not going to suspend her for the playoffs.
That's great. And that was going to be my next question, because that would be crucial. I mean, every minute counts, every player counts, and so being able to come back.
Mitchell turns the corner, flips it up, and gets it to go. So Kelsey Mitchell with an early 4 points here for Indiana.
Top of that, that just left.
On Wednesday. Here is Young pulling up and knocking it down.
On March.
Now, this is going to be huge. The Aces realize that Caitlin Clark already has 2 fouls here early in the first quarter. You have to be able to come back and know where you're at.
Ooh, 10.
And this
10.
has really been her story of the entire Olympic
10,
break. She scored
11.
20 or more in 10 of those 11 games, leads all of the Eastern Conference in scoring, and only that one right there stops Asia Wilson.
Yeah, I mean, my goodness. You can't stop it all. All you can do is make her shoot the most uncomfortable shot every single possession and hope she misses.
Clark too strong there on the floor.
Red
Clark already
team.
has the 3 assists. She is just one shy of tying the single season assist mark. Plum fire away and bury a 3.
That's a good shot for the white team.
Las Vegas has
Now
taken
there's
their
15 to
largest
11.
lead here of the first quarter. She is one shy of tying what Alyssa Thomas did a year ago. Caitlin Clark is. Now those are total numbers. Per game assist leader in league history is Courtney Vandersloot.
Yeah, good person.
Pass. Feed it inside and knocked away. Good defense there by Kia Stokes.
That's a nice tip.
Kelsey on Kelsey, 2 of the league's top scores, 2 of college's top scores.
Well, that's
Wilson can't hit there. Clark, behind, bounce pass, backdoor, Kelsey Mitchell. Seemingly no angle, but Clark got it in there. And Las Vegas leads by 4. The WNBA Friday Night Spotlight is presented by State Farm.
You are my sunshine.
What's up, younger? How you're doing tonight? So I got my me Papa's house and spend a night today. But well, match is right now. No, I mean this game is finished when I go. No.
Is presented by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Let's go to our sideline reporter, Kelsey Casper.
Well, guys, the iconic Hawkeye duo back under the same roof tonight as Caitlin Clark and Kate Martin reunited here yet again. And taking a look at the crowd tonight, I think there's plenty of Iowa gear in the stands compared to Fever and Aces. And their friendship has really translated to the next level after Caitlin was drafted #1 overall. Kate Martin going in the second round to the Aces. And I know there's a lot of excitement surrounding Caitlin Clark, but there is still plenty of buzz around Kate Martin as well. I was here on Wednesday. I saw several Martini shirts out and about. And I'm actually sitting next to her high school teacher who came all the way from Edwardsville to watch her. But this meetup always super anticipated. On Wednesday, they hugged it out pregame, smiled for pictures, and Caitlin even joked, hey, if you get into the game, make sure to come guard me. The two are also joined by former Iowa coaches Lisa Bluter and Jen Jensen to watch the two face off.
Kelsey, thank you. And yes, plenty of reasons for Iowa fans to be tuned in here tonight. Megan Gustafson, who was the 2019 National Player of the Year at Iowa, on the Aces roster as well. So plenty of Hawkeye affiliation in the building here tonight. See if Kate Martin gets some run here this evening. One of the handful of games she did not play this year on Wednesday. That one goes through the hands of Mitchell. Hayes touched it first, but off of Mitchell. And the Fever turn it over. This one felt a little choppy on Wednesday, and it similarly felt choppy here so far tonight.
Yeah, and I really want to credit to just the defensive end. I mean, these are both elite teams that have the ability to score high numbers, but they've really taken pride in each individual defensive plan along with the team. It's just saying, hey, I'm going to stop whoever has the ball and put them in front of me.
Tiffany Hayes with that 14-point night on Wednesday helped lift the bench, which was a huge story in Las Vegas' victory. And Jackie Young working her way inside and finishing.
And let's not sleep on Jackie Young. She has the ability to score. And an Indiana native here. She's had some really good years to come here in Vegas as well. But just kind of seeing her and also playing in front of the home crowd has to feel good.
Mitchell to switch on to Wilson. Shot clock down to 6. Cross-court pass. And out of bounds. See Hole stepped on the sideline. Jackie Young, who played at Notre Dame, is from Princeton High School here in Indiana. She's the all-time leading scorer, boys or girls. She passed Damon Bailey's iconic mark when she was here.
Scrubs.
And some of the other names high on that list.
10 scrubs.
Dana Evans, Skylar Diggins-Smith. And maybe not too much further down
right.
you find Bria Goff.
There it is.
Don't
Think about us. We were such a team-oriented. I might have only played about 18 out of the 36 minutes in high school, but we had such a great team and just being able to go out and play for each other.
Bria missed basketball, just like Jackie Young.
And that's another thing. I mean, it's such a beautiful, prideful award to have, and not everybody gets it, so just how unique it is. So
Oh, she missed it. She tripped, but she still make it. 19 to 11.
Aces team really has the look of a group that is locked in right now.
yeah, they're on a mission. I mean, just hands down want to win. I know they had a slow start to the last game. I'm sure that was something that they talked about, but Kelsey Plum, who probably wasn't too happy with her numbers as well, has that ability to go downhill, and that's one thing that the Fever have to stop.
On Wednesday, Plum and Jackie Young combined for just 15 points. It's the fewest they've combined for since 2021, and they won that game, which really speaks to the depth on this Aces roster as Smith just muscles her way inside. To not have one of the top backcourts in the WNBA scoring anywhere near their averages and to still come away victorious. I think that might be the type of game on Wednesday that the Aces can really use to propel themselves here late in the season once the playoffs come around. Here's Hayes weaving her way inside. Hangs everything but the finish. Gets her offensive rebound in amongst the trees. It is called for steps.
What a possession there. Just extremely chaotic as one of the Fever players is down. Look at Melissa Smith just bullying her way down in the paint. It is a big grown woman basketball. That's what that is, Melissa Smith.
Oh, and Aaliyah Boston took an elbow to the face there. So she is going to head to the locker room. So Clark with the 2 fouls on the bench. Aaliyah Boston is headed to the locker room.
It's going to be tough. I think being able to stay mentally in it, to have those players come on off the bench, ready to go, focused, and really try to make that impact and see if they can go into the second quarter with high hopes.
Lexi Holland's her 25th birthday today. Misses on a 3. She's the league's leading 3-point shooter by percentages. She has been roaring here in the second half of the season. Jackie Young misses on a 3. Olsen getting her first minutes here for Las Vegas. Smith from the mid-range, off the mark.
Thank you for Fortnite.
The Fever scored on Wednesday were the fewest they had had since game 13 of the season, early June. Having another tough start to this one offensively. Wilson extra pass. Alicia Clark can't hit on a 3. He hit 4 of them on Wednesday. Clark and Hayes off the bench. Help push the Aces over the top. Just 13 in the first quarter for Indiana. Shot clock is off. Final possession here for the Fever. Mitchell driving, gets by Colston, gets to the rim. Late contest there by Wilson. And the Aces will take a 6-point lead into the second quarter. The WNBA Friday Night Spotlight is presented by State Farm.
The National Women's Soccer League is...
Thank you for batch 4 subscribes. Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you for 5 sub. Thank you. Wait, don't I just show? Why about one again?
On Ion is sponsored by United Healthcare. There for what matters. And by Subaru. Love, it's what makes Subaru, Subaru. A look inside Newfields, the Art Museum, State Art Museum here in Indiana. The Las Vegas Aces leading Indiana by 6 here after 1. 3 of the top 4 all-time NCAA women's leading scorers are in the building here tonight. Clark is 1, Kelsey Plum 2. Kelsey Mitchell's 4, and worth noting, Deasia Fair drafted and did start the season in Las Vegas, and plenty of reason to think that she could get another chance here in the WNBA. 3 of the greatest of all time at the collegiate level. Suiting it up here tonight. Clark is back on the floor. Those 2 fouls in the first quarter. Played just 6 minutes. Back Benley deep position and lays it in.
And that's the best place to be when you're a post. Just a duck in. When the defense is least expecting it, just kind of go right in front of their face, post up, and then bump them back. It's going to be a nice, easy layup every time, sometimes even an
Thanks for the hit.
Nice stretch here of health, which she really hasn't had this year. 3 separate injuries have kept her out for about half of the season. Olsen launches too strong there on a 3. Aces are just 1 of 8 from out there. Indiana 0 of 5 from the 3-point line. So both teams looking for their perimeter shots. Back Benley, feed inside Dantas. Oh, the bank shots.
The banks are open. What a great kiss off the glass there. And I'm telling you, that's not an easy shot. You have to make sure you drill that. And she just made it look like her bread and butter.
I'll start of the mid-range bank shots. See a whole lot of mid-range anymore, and you certainly don't see players going glass.
Exactly.
Dantas has a little bit of an old-fashioned game. Here's Gray through traffic. Good defense there by Clark.
Thought it was going to be back-to-back there.
How about 1 shot back?
Dantas launches and hits a 3. The Damaris Dantas coming in and providing the Fever with some much-needed energy. Dantas with 5 points here in less than 2 minutes. And the Fever vets off the bench as Indiana in front by 1. The WNBA Friday Night Spotlight is presented by State Farm.
Double.
Stevia, grown on our farm, enjoyed at your table. Beaver matched their season low, which is 13 points in the first quarter, but they've already hit 3 shots here to open up the second as Kelsey Plum knocks in a 3. Out of the timeout, Becky Hammond's group responds with Plum's second 3 here of the evening. She's hit both of Las Vegas's. In fact, Benlay on the drive. We thought there was some contact from behind. The whistle does not come.
And when you talk about tempo, it's not just about how fast you're running getting down the court. It's also about how fast you shoot the ball and being able to go coast to coast.
Hayes with the step through and the finish. Clark stayed with her. Just a nice shot there by Tiffany Hayes. So the Aces respond with 5 points. Indiana took the lead, and then Clark's pass is deflected by Hayes. But the Aces give it right back. Mitchell weaving her way inside the left-handed bank shot.
Kelsey Mitchell going downhill is almost an automatic. I love her mid-range jump shot. I love the way that she's able to get downhill. She's so quick, so bouncy. You never really know what's going up.
Well, they're attacking Clark a lot. They know she's got the 2 fouls and can't play as aggressive as she'd like to. And so the Aces with 7 points here quickly out of the Becky Hammond timeout. Here's Clark, float shot. She's
watching there for
4. Gustafson left alone, and she buries a 3.
Yeah, she has the ability to shoot the ball.
Oh, and I had 25 or 22.
Being able to come out and also a contest on a big, I mean, it just stretches the floor so wide. We have so much ability to go 2 feet in the paint, which is exactly where the Aces want to be.
A 10-2 response by the Aces. They will say that foul is on the floor.
Just weaving through. It's almost like cone drills right now for Kelsey Mitchell. It's so beautiful. And then right back, you got to be careful swiping down. Sometimes the refs will call that, but being able to stay disciplined and still know that Chelsea Gray going downhill is a huge factor. You got to be able to beat her to the spot and really make it a difficult shot off the glass.
Here is Clark, who's trying to get that offensive game going here.
The pass.
Seeing 2 constantly, and that pass is deflected and stolen.
Trip and then miss up. Wow.
Transition take foul against Indiana. Beaver were hit with one of these on Wednesday night as well. And I feel like this could be something that, as a young team, I know we're late in the season here, but it's a bigger adjustment. Granted, this one is on Dantas, but this is not a rule in the college game. And Dantas, who was not in the league last year, so this is her first year playing with this rule. You have to be really careful on fouling right when you give the ball.
Yeah, you do.
30 through 22.
Unintentional, they still have the ability to call it. So you have to be disciplined. You got to know where you're at. But anytime you stop that transition in any kind of way, they're ready to call it. I know that's a big rule in the season for me, and I'm telling you, at least 3 times a year, I'm getting that call. I have yet to adjust to it.
The Aces have now matched their largest lead here at 8 points as Hayes on the drive, gets inside, but shot too strong. Well, hard to believe it. We started this 2024 WNBA season with Tiffany Hayes not on a roster. That was because she announced her retirement. Now she's 34, and she said she was dealing with some personal issues and then ultimately decided she didn't want to let what she was going through define her basketball career as well. And Las Vegas welcomed her in with open arms. Absolutely, Tiffany Hayes. You can come here and come off the bench, and what an addition she is to a potent group as is.
Right. I mean, she's
pass and they shoot.
Else's team.
It's a ball.
Here she is coming off the bench, which is a completely different role, but she has really embraced it.
This one's starting to get just a little bit chippy here.
Oh, yeah. Underneath the basket, it's always a battle there. And she is, like you said, she's 34 years old. You see her hustling. You see her trying to make those hustle plays, which you don't always see, but she's being able to come back.
The defense there by Kelsey Plum, who got a piece.
So they
We talked about it on Wednesday. They struggled with the physicality of the Aces, something they want to improve upon here tonight. Stronger, more veteran group. Wheeler sizing up Gray, but missing on a three. Bentley able to tap it back to Dantas. Mitchell is open. Sidesteps Gustafson. And
they shoot.
What a game Kelsey Mitchell is having right now with her 11th point. And she looks so smooth. Nothing is rushed. Everything is on her time. What a great way to really shot fake, get the defense in the air, and come back and knock it down.
Well, it's the poise from her that I think is so impressive. She didn't force that shot up here.
Right. I mean, beautiful shot fake. She knew somebody was coming. And look at that celebration. It's just a slip. That's that quiet confidence that she has. She's such a sniper type of player, being able to score in so many different ways. She's never too high, never too low. I love her game, and it keeps on getting better year after year.
Leah Boston is back in for Indiana, too, which is good to see. He went back to the locker room after taking an elbow to the face. Well, if you're Indiana, you've survived a lot here in the early going. A couple early fouls from Clark. Boston leading the game. Trailed by as many as 8. I think Indiana has to feel like they're in a pretty good spot here, all things considered.
Yeah, you really do. And you can feed off the energy, not just from the crowd, but knowing that people are coming in ready to go.
Oh, Mitchell shot out of a cannon.
Again, a down
30-27
is a dangerous Mitchell. It is going to go in 85% of the time, every time she gets that speed going downhill.
It's Gray the other way and finishes. Good to see that burst from Kelsey Gray. Coming back to 100% from that foot injury. Clark on a crossover. Oh, big step back there. Continues to skip out on her. Now, those shots, they're right there. It's not a big adjustment for her to get them to drop.
Watching their ball.
Want her to stay confident.
Pass.
Plum extra pass. And Young drops a three.
See, this is how lethal Asia Wilson is. She set that screen. Nice little short roll. Every single defender's eyes were on her, and they left a wide open Jackie Young, who can have that capability of knocking it down, wide open and knocked it down.
Mitchell and Boston not on the same page. The Fever turn it over.
Just miscommunication there with the Aces. You got to be able to know where she's at and really try to cut her off the best you can, making it extremely difficult for her to score.
Mitchell has 13 of Indiana's 27, but the Fever, they are looking for offense elsewhere.
That's the ball.
One pass outside of Kelsey Mitchell's shots.
Let's say go.
6 of 17 outside of Mitchell. But she's open and splashes home 3 more.
Make it go. 35 do dirty.
A beautiful tandem by Clark and Mitchell doing their thing. You cannot leave either one of them open. Great job way to move the ball.
Caitlin Clark has 6 assists, has set the record. The WNBA Friday Night Spotlight is presented by State Farm. WNBA on Ion is sponsored by United Healthcare.
Take away 7 light. No, I made 7 stripes.
So moments ago, Caitlin Clark setting the WNBA's all-time single-season total assist record. And back within 5 here as they are hanging around. Plum gets inside and draws the foul.
It's the team third. To the line now for the Aces, Kelsey Plum. 2 shots.
Plum off to a nice start here tonight. 9 points. 9-point game on Wednesday. Coming up in our late game, it's the WNBA on Ion season finale as Alyssa Thomas and the Connecticut Sun head to Phoenix to take on Diana Taurasi and the Mercury. Now, both of these teams will be watching that game because Las Vegas still could get up to 3. They would like Connecticut to lose. Indiana would like Connecticut to win because with a win today for Indiana and a Connecticut victory over Phoenix, Indiana could lock down the 6th seed. Mitchell missing inside through traffic.
Pass.
Look at the hustle back there from Kelsey Mitchell, not taking any plays off.
And travel is the call on the Aces. Here's a look at our Subaru drive to the basket.
And just moments ago, what a great downhill action there by Kelsey Mitchell. Nice, pretty finish as well. One thing about having nice moves, it doesn't really mean much if you don't finish, and she's finishing through 4 people there. That was beautiful, beautiful basketball.
Clark's still looking for her first points tonight. Here's Hull feeding inside to Smith. Spinning on Wilson, drop step and a foul. Smith will head back to the free throw line.
This is where she struggled a little bit in her season. Just being able to have confidence. I think free throws by itself is at least 75% confidence. And then the rest is just form, knowing you're going to make it and having it. I know it's frustrating when you don't see a few go down, and especially when you're practicing them day in and day out. But it's all about relaxation, having that confidence, knowing it's going to go in, which she does have the ability to do so. When you're at the line, you want to reward yourself.
Smith just 1 of 4 now from the foul line here tonight. Indiana is 1 of 6 from the line. You look at that and you say if they're shooting about their averages, this is a 1 or 2 point game. That was a major issue for them on Wednesday as well. Something Christy Side spotlighted after the game, saying we got to get better at the foul line. Just really hard to beat teams this good when you're not cashing in at the stripe. Clark weaving into Young, flips it up there. And they're going to call that, I think, an offensive foul on Clark, which is her 3rd.
That's tough. That is going to be tough. Mentally, not only mentally, but also having to play through with 3 fouls. She kind of dipped in just a little bit. But they are looking at her to see what the reaction is going to be.
So Clark, after a frustrating first half, worth noting, 6 assists. And the new single-season record holder for total assists. So she's been impactful, but frustrating from a foul perspective and with her shots. Likely on the bench here the rest of the way. And 2 more for A'ja Wilson. She's got 8 here in the first half.
Just moving the ball from one side to the other, extremely difficult for the defense to recover. You close out on one, there's another person wide open, ready to go.
Hit off of Las Vegas last. We'll stay here with Indiana. We played about 6 quarters between these 2 teams Wednesday and tonight. Now, Indiana's had some stretches, some 2- and 3-possession stretches, but we've really yet to see this offense look comfortable or have extended periods of success as Wheeler can't hit on a 3.
That's one pass.
Gonna be tough here with Clark not on the floor for the final 90 seconds. Boston backing her way in. Now it's Boston seeing a double team. And it was ripped out.
Last foul. Third foul.
And Boston and Gray still battling through the whistle.
Dirty.
See, the physicality of the Aces, like, that is their style of basketball. I don't think it's dirty. I think it's just with a lot of passion. That's how they get fired up. It's all about the fight with this team. And you see her teammates going, nodding their head along with her. But you have to be able to play your style of basketball. And I know they thrive in the tempo. See if you can get some easy buckets in transition.
Foul there on Stokes.
Up
Wheeler
and
was trying to
shoot.
turn the corner. I think it's a really a big credit to Becky Hammond and their coaching staff, because oftentimes you have teams that assemble all this talent and they're not exactly the grittiest teams. They try to get it done with their high levels of talent. It's no question the Aces have as much talent as anybody in the league, but they bring it. Their physicality is unquestioned too.
Day in and day out. And I know, and I can only wish to see a real practice between them and how hard they go against each other, because I know
You
that's
shoot and she make it.
They want to go extremely hard so that when they come to the game, they've already been through the physicality. So they're used to playing this style of basketball. And again, it's not dirty. It's just with so much passion, so much love for the game. And like you said, some teams, it's just about the talent. They're all about getting better every time they step
Make it. 38 to 32.
And it's a 6-point lead for the Aces. They kind of held the Fever at an arm's length. The Fever had a couple of brief leads in the first quarter. A very brief one early in the second. Clark is open, and Alicia Clark hits a three.
Beautiful offense there. Just a simple backdoor cut. Just left that corner wide open. You got to be able to communicate early.
Mitchell working on
shoot.
Buries a three.
And she make it.
And it is her third of the first half. She's got 19.
41 to 35.
A few times from Mitchell, but that was just a beautiful heat check. One of those shots was, did you really need it? But as long as it goes in, it's a great shot.
Well, how vital has Mitchell been? Because this offense has really otherwise been pretty out of sync. And Mitchell has almost literally put this team on her shoulders here. Nobody else has more than 5 points. That time her shot was blocked as Wilson with a late contest. And the Aces have numbers as Young pushes ahead. Wilson puts on the brakes and lays it in.
That's the thing about those threes. Sometimes it's those long balls, having to have a hard time rebounding underneath. Such a long ball, you have to be able to go and see if you can make a play.
Wheeler's got to hurry outside for Boston, who lunges and can't connect on a three. And the Aces will take an 8-point lead here into halftime. And really a balanced effort here for Las Vegas, which is how Becky Hammond likes to see it. 10 for Plum, 10 for Wilson. Jackie Young had 7 points, 6 points and 4 assists for Chelsea Gray. And let's send it down courtside as Kelsey Plum is with Kelsey Casper.
All right, Kelsey, let's start with defense. You held the Fever to just 13 first quarter points. What did you like about the way your team came out on that side of the ball? I don't know. Come back to me later. It seemed, though, every time the Fever got back into the game, your team found a response. How? We have good players. I think that for us, we just got to figure out how to get stops. I mean, Kelsey's hitting tough shots. So I don't know adjustments in halftime, but, got to keep playing hard, keep rebounding the ball, and keep sharing the ball. Appreciate it. Thank you.
The Kelseys are shining here tonight. Plum with 10 points. She's knocked down a couple of three-pointers. And Kelsey Mitchell, a game-high 19, leading the Fever.
20 seconds a week.
I'll check bathroom.
Oh, what a first half for Kelsey Mitchell, the Indiana Fever, scoring more than half their points, 19 in all, 3 of 6 shooting from outside the arc, keeping the Fever in the game here at halftime, 43-35, as they go to Las Vegas for the second time in 3 nights. Ace is getting the big lead there as we welcome you back in the studio here at halftime. Larry Smith, Megan McEwen, and Autumn Johnson, your thoughts here in the first half?
Vegas threw the first punch and never lifted their foot off the gas pedal. Defensively, they held Indiana to 13 points in that first quarter, but Caitlin Clark can't get a clean look right now. She has somebody on her anytime she catches the ball. 0 for 5 in the first half and 3 fouls. Indiana's really frustrated right now because of Vegas's defense.
Yeah, the Fever haven't been able to get into a flow, but one person who has been able to get into a flow, Kelsey Mitchell. She is putting the team on her back at this point. 13 points in the second quarter out of her 19 points. So let's see how she's done it, because she's gotten her way inside by her quick feet. Look at this. She is slicing and dicing her defenders every single time, getting Kelsey Plum on her back, using her quickness to get Megan off her feet. So making sure that she's using her size to her advantage. And look at this. You have not one, you got 1, 2, 3, 4 Aces jerseys around you. Does that faze Kelsey? Not at all. She's a bucket. Hits the midi inside. She's been lethal, and she's been able to slow down some of the bleeding so far. You have Boston and also Clark only playing 14 minutes. We saw Leah Boston go out with the elbow to a face. So they're trying to get back in the flow, but Kelsey's been able to help them do that.
Mitchell has such a quick release. She can go through 4 different Aces players and still get a shot off. She's been that little spark for Indiana. They need more from her in the second half.
Yeah, by the way, Caitlin Clark, 6 assists. She becomes the WNBA's all-time single-season assist leader. However, scoreless in 14 minutes. You mentioned Leah Boston out for a moment. Only 4 points for her as Indiana is down at halftime. 43-35 is our score right now. There's some other action going on around the W. We'll talk about that after this.
I'm telling you, Coach Staley, I could really get
a night. Ryan Howard, a two-way nightmare, saying not in my house. She has 2 massive blocks so far in this game and 3 steals. 8 points added on that. She has been lights out on both ends to help her team come off with a playoff spot, fighting for their lives. And Brittany Sykes doing it too. 10 points, getting inside, getting some deep shots from beyond the arc. She's been incredible for her team.
Dallas is not in the playoff race anymore. However, they have a big lead at the half because of that young lady right there, Satu Sabali. 16 points, 5 assists in that first half alone. Tierra McCowan outing 15 of her own. Seattle actually does a nice job guarding Arike Agumbawale, holding her only to 2. But right now, it's been all Dallas in the driver's seat, up 13 at the half.
In Minnesota Lynx and Chicago Sky, very tight battle, but it's been Nafisa Collier having an MVP type of game right now with 10 points. Look at that, just making it look easy out there. A field day, she's just having a blast and just making it look so effortless and flawless. And then Kennedy Carter, she is so quick off the dribble right now, 11 points. Look how many blue jerseys around her. That pull-up game is so lethal, it is quick, and it is tough to guard.
If Chicago loses, either Atlanta or Washington ties for 8th place in the standings. So much happening right now tonight here on this Friday night. By the way, we've got another game still to come. Don't you go anywhere. Still to come, our second game. It's Connecticut at Phoenix. Again, the Sun trying to get that win on the road. They've been playing strongly, trying to get ready for the postseason. Phoenix trying to hang on. No Copper tonight as she is out. See if Phoenix can get it done without her. All right, there we go. Second half right now as we're coming up here with, again, our main game. We're watching Vegas and Indiana. 43-35, your thoughts on the second half?
Indiana has to find ways to get out in transition. The Fever are at their best when they can play fast, get everybody involved, and spread the floor. They have to keep Vegas to one and done, then get out and run.
And I love the balance that the Aces are showcasing right now, moving the ball side to side, getting the Fever in multiple rotations to find that open bucket. It's been
Let's take a look at the upcoming WNBA national TV schedule. Coming up next at 10 o'clock on ION, Connecticut at Phoenix. A big one for these two teams playing here tonight. Then on Sunday, Connecticut back in action against, yes, the Las Vegas Aces. And Indiana will play their season finale on Thursday. Amazon Prime at 7 o'clock. Playoffs begin on the 22nd. For more on these games, go to WNBA.com or visit the WNBA app. Let's check in with Kelsey Casper.
Well, guys, the insanity of this season for the Indiana Fever began when Caitlin Clark was drafted here all the way back on April 15th, and it really hasn't stopped since then. Over the course of the season, the fans here in Indianapolis have shown up and created what many players have called a playoff atmosphere. The Fever lead the league in attendance and broke their own franchise record over a month ago, as this team has seen over a 200% increase in attendance so far this season. And coming into the series, Fever head coach Christy Side said they are treating this like a playoff series. They're playing the reigning champs twice in 3 games, which mimics a playoff feel, but it's also the fans in this building that are creating a high-intensity atmosphere to give this young Fever team a taste of what's ahead.
Kelsey, thank you. And just announced the 15th sellout here of the season at Gainbridge Fieldhouse. One more home game coming in what has just been an astonishing 2024 season in every way measurable, including the Fever's production on the court. They've won more games this year than they did the previous 2 seasons combined. They're playoff bound, but where will they be? Where will Las Vegas be Here, Jackie Young knocks down the opening shot here of the third quarter. The Aces are trying to lock up home court advantage. Indiana trying to put the finishing touches on the 6th seed as Smith's pass is deflected and stolen there by Kia Stokes. Young leaves it back. Gray thought about the 3. Post entry to Wilson, who faces fires and leaves it short. And the Fever get reset offensively. Back-to-back first halves against the Aces where they scored just 35 points. Indiana averaging 42 per half here on the season. Clark rims out a 3. First scoreless first half of the year. 0 of 6 now. Clark spinning her way into traffic. Gray left open and buries a 3. And a quick timeout by Christie Sides as the Aces have opened up with the first 5 of the third quarter, and they've gone up by double digits here for the first time tonight.
Watching my special, aren't you?
Hi, Mama. Hi, Dolly. Hi, buddy. Hi, darling. Again. Bounce, shoot. So I'm pass. Run, bounce. Good.
Clark bouncing. Boston gets the roll.
Nice 2 in a row there. I know she's feeling that confidence. But you've seen it time and time again. That Clark to Boston effect right there, right below the free throw line is exactly where they thrive.
Fever, a little 4-0 burst here out of the timeout. They pulled back within 9. It's single digits. Young sidesteps hole.
Shoot.
Leaves the 3-ball away short. Boston had a little trouble offensively here against the Aces. Good to see her get going if you're a Fever fan.
Man, doing a great job by Boston, but here we go. Caitlin Clark getting her first bucket. Sometimes as shooters, you only need to see one go through. Yeah, it wasn't a shot, but it was a good job, good downhill. See if you can wake something up inside of you to really get that confidence back as well.
Yeah, we'll see if that's what Clark needed to get going. Oh, Chelsea Gray, showtime.
Yep,
and Young with the and one. One for the old-time highlight reels from point guard.
Man, if you haven't been able to see her ability to pass, they're at a high difficulty. Behind the back, no look is highlight material. What a great way. And I know she's probably practiced it, but just seeing it, she also celebrated as if she was the one to score those points.
We've got two of the best passers in the world here on the floor today. Chelsea Gray, 5 assists, none prettier than that. Clark has 7. Indiana trying to get her going offensively. And that's a foul on Jackie Young. Clark was trying to free herself. Clark does have the 3 fouls. She picked up her 3rd. Also has a technical here. She cannot afford to get another one the rest of the regular season. Mitchell off the screen, the bounce from Clark. And Plum nearly picked her pocket and just got a bit of Mitchell while doing it. That was nearly really nifty.
Yeah, it was. We talked about the chippiness of this, but it's a lot of hard defense there. Kelsey Plum going. It's almost like she kind of read that too. I know I've seen that, her ability to go behind the back and go the same direction. With a great scout there by Kelsey Plum, but she just got away with it. That was beautiful basketball.
Clark on the drive, muscling her way inside. Dangerous pass, and it's knocked away and stolen. Gray, fire ahead. Plum gets underneath it, too far under. Fire inside. Stokes couldn't handle it. Maybe got away with a travel, but then turns it over. Just the Aces' 6th turnover here tonight. They've taken good care of the ball.
Pass. Up pass. Down pass.
Inside. Smith off the shoot. Tops fires it up there over Wilson, who defended that one well. Chaotic out here right now. Both coaches wanting foul calls.
That's a little unorthodox. This is where your veteran leadership really comes in. Really try to settle everybody down. See if you can make a good play.
Bounce.
And traveling is called on Gray. Well, the Fever are trying so hard right now to pick up the pace, to start to get this offense engaged. Just 6 points here in the 3rd after a 35-point quarter. Trying to push through and get their offense to the level it's been most of the season.
Come here.
Clark launches. He thought she had it.
No, those are shots that she normally takes, normally makes. And seeing the frustration on her face really says it all. But let's see if she can turn things around. See, yes, shots aren't falling. What else do you have in your bag that you can lead your team with? She has plenty.
Oh, Plum with the reverse in the high banker.
KJ3 from 41.
Had a good night here tonight. 12 points. She and Jackie Young leading the way out of that backcourt. Clark, Boston screen, fire away. Hits a 3.
Make it.
Just missed one, come right back down with a pretty heat check. Maybe, again, that's that one, maybe to see her going. Her teammates are fired up. You want to be able to see her play well and see if you can get this going.
Fever needing stops on this end, and Gray is wide open and answers with a 3 of her own.
Just a few minutes ago, or a few moments ago, rather, you noticed that Plum and Jackie both have the ability to score. And here's yet another big shot by a big-time player to really get her going. There's still plenty of basketball to be played.
So Clark's starting to heat up a little bit here. Indiana needing stops on this end of the floor. Stokes launches, and this is on a 3-ball. She can hit those, but Indiana probably okay with that shot. Clark behind the back. And traveling on Indiana. She and Boston not on the same page there.
Man, that's off balance shot, but still, if you notice, she's still in rhythm. Even though it's a little bit to the right there, she still has a great way of really squaring it up.
7 points, 7 assists here for Clark. All those 7 have come in the third quarter. They've come here in the first 5 minutes of the third. It's a good sign for Indiana. Wilson switch on to Clark, tries to attack her. Plum driving into Mitchell, who sticks right with her. Extra pass, it's Clark open for 3. Oh, you barely ever get away with that. She is a sharp shooter, but Fever luck out, get a miss. Clark, backdoor, Holt comes down with an extra pass to Smith. Might have had a moment with Vegas out of position there, couldn't take advantage. Clark spinning inside, fading.
She needs to go.
Young rises and misses on a 3-ball. The Aces have done such a good job of getting back defensively. Mitchell putting on the moves.
Shoot. He needs to go.
19 points. All of those came in the first half.
And I'm glad you mentioned that tempo. They struggle. They don't play as well, but here is a huge steal, which again, they play so well in transition. Not only because you get easy buckets, quick buckets, but it almost feels them. Sometimes on a made bucket, they're still pushing it out to run. So that's what you want to see, especially on that defensive end. See if you can get some stops and easy scores.
So Clark has pulled Indiana back within 8. Young probing, leaning in. No whistle. That was knocked out of bounds off of Hull.
We talked about the defense and where was she going to stand in the defense, and as time has gone by, she's done a great job, pretty inside finish as well, to really get this crowd back into it. But Clark isn't that type of player to back down. You might be able to cause her problems, slow her down a little bit, but you better believe she's going to come back tenfold.
That was a great shot underneath the basket there. The degree of difficulty on that layup was a lot more difficult than I think and a lot of people realized live. She kind of tried to wrong foot Asia Wilson there as she was going to the rim.
Who's a great shot blocker, so you really had to try to get that timing a little bit different so that she can go and make a difference.
Boston hounding Wilson, and Clark with the good closeout. Indiana starting to sink their teeth in just a little bit defensively here.
And now this is important of why Aces are a good team as well. You can be able to switch 2 or 3 different defenders on Clark. Now Tiffany Haynes is guarding, who's extremely athletic, but you're going to be able to give that break to Jackie Young.
Boston backing in and laying it in. Indiana back within 6. It's the closest the Fever have been in the second half.
We talk about poise. And again, I know Dawn Staley's at home eating her popcorn, just enjoying the show that both of her former players have put on. I think being able to see and how special that is. South Carolina is a basketball school, but being able to not only produce basketball MVPs, but along with great character, high passionate players.
Here is Wilson missing from the mid-range. In fact, Bentley comes down with a rebound, and Clark turns on the Jets. Clark off the screen, drives inside, and the bank shot is good.
It is electric. I love that downhill. The shot's not falling. How can I score in different ways to get my teammates in a better position?
11 points in the third quarter here for Caitlin Clark. And she has brought Indiana back within 4. A team who was down by 13 in the third is now within a couple of possessions. And all it took was one to go from Clark, and it's like a light switch flipped.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's something, I wish they would have studies about it, but as soon as you see one go in, it's almost like something awakens. Yeah, I remember, I know how to play this game. I got the confidence, I've done the work, and this downhill, high off the glass, out of pocket basket right here is absolutely beautiful.
And here's what she's done. All of these points in the third quarter, the 7 assists to go along with it as well. And you talked about her facing some adversity, but also her confidence level and just that killer mentality that she brings. You're never worried when she's struggling with her shot.
No, you really don't. And if you've watched her play, not only at this level, but in the college level as well, where adversity has struck, she keeps her head. She loves the game. She respects the game. But she did the work, which should always give that player the confidence. If you didn't do the work, you're having struggles, okay, you might have a little bit of a pushback. But if you know you've done the work, it's all about being who you are. And you better believe Caitlin Clark is always going to be Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin Clark in the Indiana Fever. Here on a 6-0 burst. Wilson with the handoff to Young. Sydney Colson driving on Clark. Clark sticks with her. Feed inside. It's Tiffany Hayes with the shot clock at 1.
Man, the degree of difficulty on that pass. I mean, everybody was in the lane with all kind of hands. Being able to really spread that, get it to her teammates, set her up for success. I think that was great.
Aces went 3 minutes, 15 seconds without a bucket. Looked like they might be headed for more when Hayes bails out the Aces with a beautiful move on the baseline, and now Fagbenle couldn't handle that. Hayes on the drive, falls to the floor. That's off of Clark. Now, worth noting, just falling to the ground alone is not enough to get you for a travel.
Yeah, just know exactly where to put the ball. What a beautiful move, too, going downhill. What a great way to cut her off. But those eyes up, that's why you always want to practice your drills. Full speed, eyes up, so you can make passes like Sydney Colson.
There are a lot of people arguing for travel on that play, but as Sue Blau, the head of officiating, has explained, at the pro level, that's not a travel because it's viewed as you gain no advantage by falling to the ground.
Right, which is huge to note. And she stayed with it even though she was on the ground. Really trying to make a play there, too.
Jackie Young hit with the loose ball foul there off the miss. This feels like a big final 61 seconds.
Right. And there's still a whole nother 10 minutes to play. It could be anybody's game. I know the Fever is fired up specifically because they want to play and beat every single team. You noticed that, you mentioned that a little earlier. This is the only team they haven't beat this season, which is warrants enough to play hard. Being able to finish out the last a little bit is key.
Clark, step back, hits a three!
And there it is. Again, one time after another, it doesn't matter. She's clapping, she's getting the fans involved. You hear it, being able to go in through the adversity. Welcome back, Clayton Clark.
14 points in the third quarter, and Clark's pulled Indiana back within 3. Young misses in the Fever with a chance to tie as Clark feeds ahead. Hull gets inside. Fagbenle couldn't finish. You can't hear the whistles in this building. But there was a foul, I think, on the whole attempt. And this is signature. Vintage, if you will. I don't know if you can be vintage at age 22, but that is the vintage Caitlin Clark.
With the tongue out. Is
very full for the fight.
Going out, making that move. She got it up so quick, I couldn't even stop. But being able to see
like it,
even though that is her bread and butter, I don't think I'll ever get tired of seeing it.
She could do that for 15 years here, and it would never for a second get old. Just the style that she plays with, the shot making, it has brought so much excitement here to the Fever, to the WNBA this year. Indiana back within a point. Fever have only led just briefly a couple times here tonight. And not since early in the second quarter. 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Gray shot fakes the three. Gray pulling up over Clark. Tough shots. And Gray gets it to go. That was defended well. Maybe one more look for Clark. And Clark can't get it off. Defended well there by Jackie Young. But Clark shines in the third. 14 points. And this step back, it's a 3-point game after 3 from Indy. Plays of the game.
Just threading the needle, drop cross, through the traffic, finishing over a bunch of the hands, and here to get the crowd back on their feet. A big-time shot from a big-time player. And you see the reaction again. I think that's going to be her signature for the rest of her career.
Oh, you think she's got that confidence back?
Oh, absolutely. It didn't take long. I mean, you see one go in, it's almost like a ripple effect.
14 points in the third quarter for Caitlin Clark. And Indiana back within 3 here as we start the fourth quarter. Wheeler back outside. Dantes launches and hits the three and levels us at 60.
What a we have seen. I mean, she comes in focused, ready to go. And we saw it early in that, or late in that second quarter, being able to come in and be ready to go as well. You got to be able to make the basket.
Clark, swing it. Gray, way downtown. 3-ball is short. Indiana has not led since early in the second quarter. Clark, the crossover. Clark. The resiliency of this Indiana team, yet another double-digit deficit they've been able to erase. Here's Hayes driving into traffic. Shot too strong. Good contest there by Dantes. Clark, eyes ahead, a little behind Fagbenle. They couldn't save it.
Out of bounds for Las Vegas.
being able to probe the defense is so important because when everybody has their eyes on you, they kind of lose sight of their players. Nice top of the key straight away. That goes down and ties the game.
The Aces have been held to 17 points here in the second half. Indiana's defense has done a really nice job. Here is Plum. Extra pass from Clark. This time Gray going behind the back, keeps it with her, and Gray lays it in.
Another highlight reel. I think he's going for something here on just this game specifically.
Plum called for the foul as Clark started to drive. Kelsey Gray, 16 points. He's done it with a little flash, a little flair.
And the way they're sharing the ball as well. There's been well over 20 possessions where it's been more than 3 passes. And I know Becky Hammond has really stressed that for her team, that she wants the passes to come, flashy or not, but making a play for your teammate, making the defense move.
Not just flashy. Clark does this too. It has an ability to totally catch the defense off guard. Making the plays and the passes in the way that they do as Clark goes behind the back right there. There's an efficiency to it as well. Dantas has to get it up. Was it off in time? No shot clock violation is called, and that's significant because it stays Fever ball here. Clark, handoff back. Benley draws the foul and couldn't put it over the front of the rim. That would have tied it and given Indiana a chance to take a lead at the line, but Fag Benley down by 2.
And a great cut there. I mean, it's so important to have those hustle plays for situations just like this. And Lexi Hull, we've seen it time and time again, just making that extra hustle play.
So Temi Fag Benley, who has 2 points, 5 rebounds in 11 minutes off the bench. First one rattles out. Tomorrow night, Racing Louisville hosts Angel City FC. And then the Utah Royals face the San Diego Wave. Coverage begins at 7 o'clock Eastern. It's the National Women's Soccer League on ION. Saturday nights all season long. In fact, Benley hit 20 of her first 22 free throws this year and has now missed 4 in a row. Leads back to Wednesday, where she missed the 2 that she took. Those are big shots. Has had the chance to tie the game here. Plum over Fag Benley, hits a 3, and a massive swing there off the 2 misses.
Yeah, that was a much-needed bucket there.
Clark driving on Young, flips it up. Late help there from Stokes, who got a piece. Really, that had to be out of bounds somewhere.
Again, just another possession of great ball movement, really sizing up. Usually as the guards have a big on, you want to be able to attack the knees, go low, rip and go. But here, just being able to size up and shoot over a much taller defender. She makes it look easy, but I assure you it is not.
I love big players.
Mitchell still looking for her first points of the second half at 19 in the first half.
Bounce.
Oh, driving on Gray, got by her, and there's Stokes. Rim protector. He is Stokes.
We're so used to having that rim protector, Asia Wilson down low, but we can't forget Kia Stokes and what she can do as well.
Big ball on the inbound. Wilson is back-to-back defensive player of the year. But they've got another great one down there in Kia Stokes.
You know I love big players.
Rim protectors in the WNBA. Mitchell, and Hull was not back inbounds. Kind of an unforced error there.
Yeah, that one was tough, especially with 14 seconds on the shot clock. You want to be able to be patient, see if you can get something
bounce.
Getting that flow,
bounce,
getting that rhythm right
bounce.
Wilson with 10 points tonight. Indiana's done a decent job on her. Las Vegas has really spread it around offensively, too. Young's been great, so too has Plum. Kelsey on Kelsey. Plum hangs, feeds it to Gray. Extra pass not there.
It's red team. Careful.
Well, there's an argument on whether that went off of Temi Fag Benley's leg. Gilbane called it off of Vegas. As you take a look at the three-point leaders here this season per game. Clark is 1, Plum is 4. Becky Hammond thought that ball hit off the leg of I believe, Temifag Benlay. And now, after a long discussion, Roy Golbayan has changed his call. So Ashley Moss came in and consulted with Golbayan.
Thank you, hit the 8 likes. Thank you.
But with a shot clock winding down, the Aces can't get a good look. And here comes Clark into the teeth of the defense. Boston back to Clark. Clark on the drive. Clark circling around. Finds Boston, who's open and can't connect.
And going around like that, it's not just to do it just to look pretty. It really does get the defense low so you can go high.
Wilson runs into a wall, and a jump ball is the call. Wilson, who set the all-time single-season scoring record on Wednesday. That's total points in a season. Had different lengths of season throughout the history of the WNBA. Important to note, she's almost assuredly going to break the points per game record too, which really is the bigger one. A full 2 points per game ahead of Diana Taurasi for second. Stokes, corner three, that won't fall. Clark bouncing. Dantas is 3 for 3.
Shoot.
Got way too strong. Her first miss here on the night.
That's tough. She's been so good from 8 points off of the bench.
Wilson just spinning into traffic. Shot was not there. Clark looking ahead. Mitchell on the drive. Mitchell's fouled.
Again, speaking to the tempo of these Fever players, isn't those supposed to go as soon as that ball goes up?
This is where Clark is at her absolute best in transition with Mitchell running the floor. That duo's had great chemistry. And Mitchell headed to the line when we return. Under 6 minutes to go from Indy.
20 seconds away.
Now is one chance. Come back and to win maybe. Maybe and come back. Sunday and come back. Yeah, I have been over to the KS.
Playoff teams will match up in the Valley, then Connecticut on Sunday. CBS Sports Network at the Las Vegas Aces. Fever at Washington on Prime to close out the regular season on Thursday. So Kelsey Mitchell headed to the free throw line here, looking for her
Now
first
she
points of
shoot.
the second half.
Should make it.
And gets them with that free throw. It was all Mitchell in the first half,
5-2,
all
City
Clark in the second half, and you get the sense that for Indiana to pull off this comeback, they're going to need to be in concert here over the final 5:43.
Yes, I agree. And even with, I want to throw Aaliyah Boston in that as well. Being able to stop all three of them at their very best is extremely difficult. We've seen it. They have the ability to do it. Now they got to get it done here in this last 5:30.
The Fever are just 6 of 14 from the free throw line. That's 43%.
Up pass.
And easily the difference between these two teams in a tightly contested game is Gray off balance.
They make it.
She's showing off the full arsenal here tonight.
57-51.
It's also going back. So shooting at a high point and going back, it's almost unblockable.
Pass.
Mitchell inside for Boston, knocked away by Stokes.
Again, just seeing the floor, nobody picked her up. You got to be able to know where she's at all the time because she also has that ability to pass, what makes it difficult to stay with the ball.
Clark with a shot clock winding down to 5. Gonna have to create the bounce pass here for Boston, who finds some space and can't get the bounce.
They're watching. They're ball
Indiana came back to tie this game early in the fourth quarter.
Bounce.
Vegas showing off that championship medal. Back up by 6.
Up pass.
Wilson over Boston.
But she missed the goal. Bounce.
Had that mid-range tour if she wants it. Instead, opts for Dantas. Backing in on Stokes and draws the foul.
That's foul.
Here's Dantas, who's been strong off the bench here for Indiana. 8 points, 3 rebounds, a couple of assists. And she's one of the few veterans that this young team has. Dantas was a part of those Minnesota teams late in that dynasty run. Temifag Benley was too. But the free throw line right here, Indiana is 6 of 15, so they've missed 9 shots from the foul line in a game that they're down by 6.
Yeah, that makes the world of difference as a player. I know you're not going out there trying to miss, but you really have to dial in and see if you can really make a play, especially in rewarding yourself at the free throw strike.
Frustrating for the Fever that they've played well enough.
I don't know about tomorrow, Lloyd, but I'm going to start it on Sunday. I won't be here to kind of get everything set up.
Still a 2-possession game.
But tomorrow, Sunday morning, I'll remote into my computer. I'll be out of town and get it set up for
in the last 5 minutes
Sunday.
qualify as clutch games in the WNBA. And the Fever are 15-7 in these games. So this young group, despite that lack of experience, has been really good in tight games. Wilson faces up and hits it over Boston. Oh, that was defended.
Yeah, we won't be doing any football. I got to take Timothy over to
good defense.
the grandparents after.
Really good. Great defense.
Mitchell with the floater leaves it short. And Mitchell touched it last.
We've seen this, just being able to stay poised. Nice little fake, get her off her groove. You don't want to foul there, so being able to stay and have a high release makes her extremely difficult to guard. But she also has the ability to put it on the floor and go by you. So you got to be disciplined enough to really move your feet.
Traveling is the call on Mitchell. So they originally said it was off of Mitchell, who appealed. The refs came together and then they called a travel. So they're saying she touched it off of her own miss.
Hi, Rowan.
Still ends up with Ace's possession. Young into the corner. Open is Plum. Clark with a head full of steam. Cut off there by Young. Clark tiptoeing the baseline, circling around. Young sticks with her. Couple of league's best guards going at it here tonight. Boston backing her way in, muscles inside. Boston blocked by Stokes. And a whistle did come. Did you hear it? It's a testament to the energy in this building. You can't hear the whistle.
I hear nothing. There's nothing down there. You just kind of go off the reactions of the players to see what was called.
Eventually someone stops and then we try to figure it out.
But here it is, the battle down low. You got to be ready to go. This is the big girl.
Take a time by myself.
And then again, back to the free throw line. Got to cash it in.
Boston calmly knocks down the first.
But it's time to give up myself.
And 6 rebounds, and she's done a nice job defensively on A'ja Wilson. Wilson, by the way, has 16 rebounds tonight to go along with her 12 points.
You shoot.
Boston 2 of 2. It's amazing that for Wilson, she can have a night with 16 rebounds, and it feels like the Fever have done a pretty good job.
I mean, she's just so dynamic. You can slow her down in any capacity, it seems like a win. Then you check the stat line, and it has a different story.
Gray driving, fading, firing, and missing. And Clark knocked off the ball there by Young, and she's called for her 4th foul.
LBA.
That puts the Fever into the bonus.
That's
what I'm. Foul there by Jackie Young. It'll send
that's what I'm thinking.
90% free throw shooter to the foul line.
LND.
The Aces lead by 5. The Rookie of the Year to the foul line, and we return on Ion.
Gatorade, the world.
Uncle Bato. What buddy I got? Go. Hey, was nice talking to you. Have a good night. Bye, Rowan. Shoot. She make it. The ball and the red team they ball now. She not do it, she just sits. They could hit 10 lights. She shoot. She make it. Last time she shoot. She missed a shoot. She missed it again. You shoot. 88. Thank you for 11 likes. Thank you. We shoot. 72 to 68.
But you can't go over it over help. It leaves it open. Man. And you also don't want to foul here, send her back to the line. You have to rely on that help. And Asia Park just didn't get there in near enough time.
Plum leans in. Floater too strong.
We'd like to Kenneth. I gotta take him over to his grandparents right after this game's over.
Clark will launch. An opportunity for the Fever to go in front in the final 90 seconds. Clark can't knock down her third three here of the night. Now the Aces content with wasting some clock on the other end. 60 seconds left to play. Young on the drive, right up the middle. Kick out Plum, and a huge three ball.
It was a great possession. Getting 2 feet in the paint, knowing where her teammates are at. It's a beautiful knockdown there by Kelsey Plum. She's not afraid to make those big plays as well.
Well, I think Christy Sides is going to be really disappointed with that defensive possession because Young went right up the gut. Mitchell had to help, and you left one of the best three-point shooters in the world wide open.
Yes, it's a miscommunication on the ball screen. Are you icing, meaning containing the player, or is it a switch? You have to be able to know and know early to say it loud. It's super loud in here, so you have to be even more loud. And that is just way too much of a downhill possession there for Jackie Young. She's too good.
It's no man's land there if you're Kelsey Mitchell, and she's certainly not to blame for it. But if you're guarding Plum, would you rather her help off and try to contest at the rim or stick on Plum there?
So right there, I would say, especially with the game that Kelsey Plum has had, I would say just go ahead and let her go. See if you can get it back. A 2 is definitely better than a 3. You don't want to foul, but maybe even a stunt. See if she can get the ball out quick, or even a little hesitation could work. But you can't have a wide open, confident Kelsey Plum shoot that 3 in the corner.
Well, just a 2-game series here in 3 days between the Fever and the Aces, between 2 of the top offenses in the WNBA. And we've had a couple of slugfests, a couple of physical defensive matchups here, some lower scoring games than you might expect between these two. Aces won by 11 on Wednesday. I want to welcome in our viewers who are watching Minnesota beat Chicago moments ago as Minnesota just continues to roll. What a season by the Lynx. Indiana's trying to mount a 13-point comeback here. They've gotten it tied in the fourth quarter. Clark the switch on to Stokes. Clark drives the kick out. Dantas shot fakes the 3, finds some space and knocks it down. Well, how big has Dantas been off the bench here tonight?
Oh no.
9 points for the veteran. And a reset timeout here by the Aces. So they're going to advance the ball.
Some just beautiful footwork there. Saw her knock down a couple threes. So you have to go out and you have to respect the shots. If she gets a breather here, but you got to be able to come back out ready to go. 11 points, 4 for 6, 2 for 2 from three-point line. You have to respect that three ball.
Benley face guarding Wilson. Plum with 18 tonight.
Bounce.
Hit the big three a moment ago. Back on her way up. Plum off the screen. She launches. This one is short. Into the corner. Clark pulls it down. It's a three-point game and a timeout by Christy Sides.
Sorry to hear that, Kenneth.
Indiana going to get a chance here to potentially tie it if they won a three. And these are always moments where the coaches really make their money. Do you try to get a quick two? If you're Indiana, you've got two shooters who have hit 100 threes this season in your backcourt. And if you can get an easy look at a two, I think that's probably plan A. But when you've got this type of backcourt, I think you're always really tempted to try to tie it.
Yeah, no, especially the time awareness as well. When do you shoot it? You want to be able to have maybe a potential shoot it with enough time to get an offensive rebound and maybe another look. But watching this team play all year, I wouldn't be surprised they came out and shot the best look possible, which might be a three pretty early.
And the other thing about this Indiana backcourt, Mitchell and Clark are not just great three-point shooters, but they need almost no space to get a shot off, and they still connect at a high efficiency level, even when they're closely guarded.
Right. And just being able to see the ball leave their hands, have that confidence. Yeah, there is no hand down, man down. You don't even want to foul as soon as that ball goes up the seam.
Well, Mitchell and Clark have combined for 38 points. By the way, Clark 8 rebounds, 9 assists. She set the single season total assist record here earlier today. And she's almost assuredly going to win the assist crown. Today, well above Alyssa Thomas, who was in second. So it's Lexi Holda inbound, just under 24 seconds left to play in Indiana, trailing by 3. Oh, looking for Mitchell. Mitchell driving on Clark. Mitchell, Boston for the tie. Oh, it rims out. She got a great look at it, and it was halfway down. And it just wouldn't stay for Aaliyah Boston.
That is heartbreaking right there. And we have seen her hit shots. She's shooting it with the confidence. That was a great help there by Asia Wilson. And it is down. Just didn't hit the way that she wanted to.
You know, I know that's not one of Indiana's big-time three-point shooters, but Boston is more than capable. I think the Fever got a pretty good look there.
No, I agree. And right here, this is why it's so important to be disciplined throughout the duration. They're still inbounding the ball. There's no free throw shots just yet. They have an opportunity to steal.
So Chelsea Gray is fouled, and she will go to the free throw line here. Gray is an 83% free throw shooter. Needs one to make this a two-possession game. And does with that one. Sophia Stokes checking in. Offense-defense sub here. Kelsey Plum to the bench. And Gray goes 2 for 2. Indiana going the length of the floor here. Clark's going to have to hurry. Clark gets inside, feeds Benley. Maybe got away with extra steps. Lays it in. It's still a three-point game. Gray is fouled. And with a free throw here, can likely ice this one. Well, you've seen, I think, a couple of trends and themes on hand here tonight. Indiana's resiliency, they fell down by 13 points in the second half. Christy Sides' group came back, and they had multiple chances to win it here. But the championship medal of a team who's won it twice and has 4 Olympic gold medalists. Yep. Well, Gray missed the first.
To go. The ball's still in play. That's why you keep on playing to the very end. They have 3.4 seconds, which is a lifetime in basketball, but you got to move quick.
But calmly knocks down the second. So the Fever still have their reset timeout. So Sides was holding it last time, knowing that they need to do it twice. But here you're down by 4. And with under 4 seconds left, you need nothing short of a miracle.
It's so important here for the Aces to remain disciplined. Nothing crazy, nothing silly.
Mitchell just lobbing it up to Boston on a double team. And that's how this one will finish. The Aces win it 78-74. For producer Mark Balk and director Eric Singer, for Bria Goss and Kelsey Casper, I'm Pat Boylan. Good night here from Indiana. The WNBA Friday Night Spotlight on ION is presented by State Farm.
When I was diagnosed with HIV, I didn't know who I would be.
But here I am, being me.
Keep being you and ask your healthcare provider about the #1 prescribed HIV.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to conclude the stream tonight. Lloyd, thank you for stopping in, guys. Kenneth, awesome. Get over here so you guys can see me. Hey, you guys have a great weekend. Absolutely. I'm gonna try to. I'm gonna take my laptop. I won't be able to see you guys on my laptop. I'm gonna try to stream the Longhorn game tomorrow night. We'll see how that goes, but I'm gonna try to stream that. And then Sunday, don't forget Sunday, we have the NASCAR stream. I'm gonna start it, but I won't be on the stream. I'll have radio, and as soon as I get home, I'll jump on, guys. So be sure to like that stream, and we'll see you guys here soon, guys. Thank y'all for stopping in, and y'all have a good weekend. You'll say bye?
Bye.